From the great halls of their house, there are assembled three who hope to one day be the world's greatest driving heroes. Created from the cosmic legends of the universe comes our team captain, the Vision, Bill Fisher, and their soon-to-be Wonder Woman, Vicki Fisher, and our Captain Marvel and head flight trainee, Jennifer Scripchuk. Their mission: to fight injustice, share what is right and wrong, to get you out of your house and come out racing with them and serve all mankind. They are the Garage Heroes in Training Team.
Welcome to the Garage Heroes in Training podcast. I'm going to be one of the hosts for the episode. I'm greatly outnumbered by the females. Who else is hosting?
I'm Vicki.
I'm Jen.
I'm Audra.
Look at that. We did it. Amazing.
Did it.
Ladies, we were at a HPDE at NASA Northeast at the NJMP lightning course. It's our season ender. Last hurrah on the track for most of our team. We still have some who are fighting to do more. But anyway, weather?
Perfect.
Gorgeous.
Absolutely lovely. It was lovely.
Yep. It was not hot. It was not cold. Chilly in the morning.
It was chilly in the morning. I got to say
Yeah.
that. Saturday more than Sunday.
Friday night
and-
was cold, people. I don't know
Yeah.
who you're talking to.
The evenings were cold. The days were gorgeous.
Yeah.
Friday night
Miss-
was brutal. We slept in the back of a trailer, and it was some cold.
I know. I was
Yeah.
sitting here going, oh,
You
it's
gotta work.
beautiful.
Gotta get more
It's cold.
insulation in there.
Mm.
Or go into the RVs, which had plenty of room.
We had plenty of room in the RVs. We had room for you guys.
Plenty.
The RVs were cozy, I got to say.
So this is where I get to make fun of my beautiful bride.
Mm-hmm.
Miss Vicki, you had several goals going into this HPDE. How'd you
I
do?
did. I got none of them. None
Zero.
of them. None of
Not,
them.
not a one.
Not a
not-
one.
Not
Were
a
you a
one.
little distracted?
Absolutely. I was.
Let's review, shall we? Your goal for the weekend was to get comfortable in the BMW for AER and VIR. How'd
Yep.
that go?
I didn't even make it into that car.
Okay, very well. And your second goal was to get as many instructors, even if you lowered yourself to me in the car as you could for every single session. The goal was every single session. How many instructors did you have in your car, my dear?
Not one.
Not one. Okay. And your third goal was to get more comfortable with heavy braking zones. How'd you do?
I started getting better with that, but I was really, really, really distracted.
I can't imagine why. We'll get into that shortly. Let's do a roll call. We had a couple people with us, and I'm sure we're going to forget a few, and we'll try to remind ourselves of them as we go. But Jen, name a couple.
Jess came. It was
Jess came.
awesome. Chrissy came.
Chrissy
Amanda
came.
Tully came.
With Paul.
With Paul. Yep.
Mhm.
So it was, all girls came. It was great.
Adam
Was.
Owen and Maggie came. Were
That's right.
there. We had
Right.
Ryan Seska and
Brad,
Mike
Baby Bird was there.
Bradley. We
Bradley
had.
is 2 words, not one.
I know.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm just for the
And
listeners at home.
we had Mike Giatano. I always get that wrong, Mike. If I got it wrong, I'm sorry.
She does
um,
always get it wrong.
No. And then we had,
Max
who
was
else?
with Audra. Don't forget.
yes, we had Max Mayo.
Yeah.
And
You had your other sister. I've got
Debbie.
to edit now anyway. So what?
yeah, the guy from Florida, Mike,
Give me a
McCormick, Gary McCormick.
Gary. Okay. I'm
We
sorry, I
had
didn't-
Gary McCormick flew in from Florida.
That's
Brad
right.
flew in from Colorado.
Yep.
So it was
Debbie and
a
Paul.
Debbie and Paul. I had
Your
my
mom.
family showed up. My mother-in-law showed up. It was a shindig. It was a flippin' shindig.
Liam and Sid.
Liam and Sid showed up. All my kids showed up, and their friends showed up.
hmm
Um,
And then we
There
had
was
our
just-
NASA Northeast crew came by.
yes, we
A
did.
few times.
That-
Miss Jackie was there.
Yes, Miss Jackie
Yes.
came through.
We saw Dylan.
We saw Dylan
We
also.
saw
Yeah.
Jim,
Huh? It was
Jim who won the national championship. Well, not national,
yes.
the Northeast
Absolutely.
championship for Spec Miata.
Mhm. Yeah.
And Nestor, a friend of ours, and Maria came. And it was kind of like a pretty big shindig.
It was Amanda and Paul came with Amanda.
Yep, covered
So
that.
yeah. It was a lot of people.
Why did all these people come?
Well, honey, we were my husband had surprised me with a 25th anniversary HPDE shindig. The only thing that I was told to do was order 2 trailers.
Yep. And make sure the cars are good.
Right. And make sure the cars were good and help get the cars there, which we did. And
Chris Benjamin was there.
Chris Benjamin showed up too. Yeah. He showed up. Chris Benjamin, our friend, yeah, we'll get into that when he showed up. But and my niece Mary came also.
Like I said,
it
we
was
had a lot of people. We're gonna forget some people. Not
and if we do,
just due to so many.
So we apologize if we have, but all I have to say is that I this shindig was amazing. I did not know all these people that were showing up.
You knew everybody who showed up.
Well, no, that they were going to show up. Yeah. And people just they wouldn't tell me who, and people just start filtering in, and it's like my brain was melting by all the people that were showing up, and I'm like, oh my God, you're here. Oh my God, I can't believe that Gary McCormick flew up from Florida just to race, and
he didn't fly up to race.
And Florida, Brad flew in from Colorado to come hang out, and I was stunned. I was stunned at the people that were showing up, and my heart swelled like 3 sizes. That's all I can say.
Does that mean I can call you the Grinch now?
Yeah, it was amazing. It really was. And my husband kept asking me, are you okay? What's going on? I said, my head hurts from all this goodness. It was hard to absorb. It really was. It was a total surprise and nothing that I had expected, but it was so good.
Well, 2 of the chief assistants for getting this thing pulled together and could not have done it without her. Miss Jennifer and Miss Audra are on the podcast, and Miss Debbie gets a big shout out too. But we were not going to pull this off without them. So thank you guys.
And Debbie helped.
Yeah, Debbie
for sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
For sure.
He mentioned Deb.
Yep.
So they don't really do anything. The Wilson sisters, let me tell you what, they got game.
Yeah, don't they?
Debbie, they are legit like amazing.
We thought we had padded game until like the 2 sisters got together on that end and brought the big sister in, and whew.
Well, Debbie's a planner.
She is. She's a hardcore planner.
Hardcore.
She is.
She was an Excel queen, and
oh man,
we may
if
have
it wasn't
converted
for her
her.
list. Huh?
Oh yeah.
We may have converted her onto the starting squad. We'll see. See how next season goes.
Oh, they had decorations. They had all autumn decorations and string lights, and they had a menu board. What did the menu board say? Bill and Vicki's Bill
and Vicki's big fat HPDE weekend.
That's right. That's right. And if you tried to eat all the food that was present on that campsite, you would have been big and fat.
Oh my gosh.
So much
food.
And it was so good.
So much food.
I know.
It was quite good.
We had a variety of courses each meal.
Yeah, we did.
We ate pretty well. Miss Audra, was there enough stuff for you food wise? Because you have dietary restrictions that I do not choose to follow.
They made sure that they included vegetarian, borderline vegan for you.
With an amazing array of food. Absolutely amazing.
Okay. Very well. Speaking of an array, we had a lot of cars. We had the E30 that Max was driving.
Yep.
That one went well. It looked like they were Doing quite well, Miss Audra. You elected to take the weekend off and relax a little bit. I think well deserved.
Uh, not so much elected as thought I was registered and found out on the way there that I wasn't.
Well,
Ugh.
Yeah, a little
I
mixed
wouldn't
up
have
in
admitted
my
that.
planning.
No, I'm like,
Oh yeah, that's right. I was exhausted. Well, I moved in the month of October. I moved. I went to Dallas. I did lemons last weekend.
Mhm.
I was right there with
You
you.
know, yeah, right. So, the fact that I kind of missed my registration, maybe, a little bit excusable, right?
Yeah, oh yeah.
I was tired though. It was nice to just hang around for the weekend. I won't lie.
sometimes it is nice just to not drive. I opted not to drive.
Yes, you did. What other cars do we have, ladies?
Well,
Not that one. Do that one last.
No.
We had the Mini Cooper,
Mini Cooper. That was fun.
BMW.
E46 BMW made a shocking appearance onto the
yes, it did.
racetrack. Thank you, Hugh,
Yes.
for helping us out.
Thank you, Hugh. Squeeze that one in at the last minute on that one.
Minute,
and it was so nice because Hugh was just on board to help us with that car, which was great. Even after he brought that car, he delivered that car in because he had it at his shop, and we were all kind of sweating. Yeah, we were kind of sweating that particular car there, but I'm glad that he figured what was going on with it, and it was nice that he spent some time to explain it to me also, so that was awesome.
We had our B-Spec Honda Fit.
We had the MX-5.
We had the ND Miata for those playing Miata home game.
Yep.
And there was one other car. I don't
yes
remember, there was one other car.
So I used to drive a 99 NB Miata,
which stands for
not Bill's,
right?
Because Bill had brought it home as a we car, and I quickly made it a me car. But it had a Flying Miata turbo in it, and it had gotten to a point, and I love the car, I really did, but it had gotten to a point with me when I had outgrown the car, and the car, as I would say, was too street for track and too track for street, and it was just had become uncomfortable for me, and I couldn't progress with it. So it just became a track car, and we just didn't really need like another track car. So we sold it, and it made me very sad. But my husband at one point had shown up with a caged NB 99 Miata, looked exactly like it, did not have a turbo setup in it. The engine needed work, and it needed to be built, and that was going to be my project. But the NB was moved to another hangar, so I was told. And
it was moved to another garage so that we had a little more room to move things around.
Right.
A friend's garage, yes.
Yeah. Well, I assumed that it was in one of the local hangars, just temporarily. And it was not. It was gone for about a year and a half.
It was not.
How long was it gone?
I got that done in less than 3 months.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought it had disappeared over the summer, probably. Spring it disappeared. And I never really questioned it because we were working on garages and cars and races and stuff like that. And then this thing shows up. The engine, gorgeous. Transmission, on par. And it was beautiful copper. Was it canyon copper? It was almost like a beautiful burnt orange with a white and black stripe on it, and numbers within a meatball, and it was just utterly gorgeous. Plus, it had a Planet Miata who built this car for Bill on the dashboard, which was even more incredible. It was beautiful. It is beautiful. It is gorgeous, and it was a lot of fun to drive. I have to say that I was gentle with it first. I really needed to ease into the car. I didn't want to go out there and just start slamming turns and slamming everything. I really needed to find out where its limits were and get used to driving a Miata again. And Bill put me in level 4 with the instructors, yeah, and he did that so I would stay out of the way. But I was like, you put me in level 4.
It was an
Because
accident.
you'll be fine. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. Just you're in level 4, you'll be fine. I didn't get called out in that car, which was good.
So
So-
let's rewind, shall we?
Okay.
Miss Jen,
Yes.
how long did we work on the livery for that car?
Oh, for Pete's sake. That was a lot of work. And it was a lot of work trying to get the information from Vicki.
Yep.
But several months.
Easily. And she
Yes.
was if on a scale of 0 to 10, how helpful was she in helping us with delivery?
0.5.
Yeah, pretty much.
So it was trying to find a color that she would like. So we just started asking her, and it really was a process of elimination, because she's, when we were just having a conversation, I'm like, well, gosh, if we had this cool car, like if you had your dream car, like what color would it be? Because we were talking about liveries, and well, I wouldn't want green because it would blend in with the scenery. And I wouldn't want red because there's just too many. And and she's like, I guess she had told Bill that she liked the orange on the Mini Cooper.
I did. I
Yeah.
do like the orange on the Mini Cooper.
And I'm like, orange would be great, but not
Just-
that orange.
Yeah. There's not a lot of orange out there, or burnt oranges or anything.
No. So it really was kind of, once we found like the basic color, then we kind of we searched for the tone. So it was good.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think we spent 2 weeks on stripes.
Yes, stripes were a little different. We went back and forth with, because we had some other ideas, because we were thinking even blue, adding some blue. And I guess you still can, but yeah, and then we were just gonna do black and then white. Yeah, so there was a lot of thought put into that car, let me tell you.
Mhm.
And the number was funny, because I asked Vicki, I'm like, what's your favorite number? 23. And she's like, I always just like that number. There's no particular reason. So I let Bill know. I'm like, her favorite number is 23. He's like, I've been married to her for 25 years. I never knew her favorite number was 23.
Yeah.
That was
It's
kind
just
of,
So don't
we use them a lot.
don't ever try and do a livery for somebody who's artistic as a surprise.
yes, it was very tough.
My
We
God.
wanted to make sure that you liked it.
No
I
stress.
love it. You guys nailed it.
And it was funny, because as soon as I guess we had picked the color, and you and Bill had gone to Adam's wedding, and you came back and you were just gooing about this dress color of this girl that was like,
It was like a rust color.
yes. And I'm like,
Right?
it's perfect.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
And that's what I was thinking too when I saw that we were talking about it. I'm like, it reminded me of that. And I'm like, you guys just nailed it. You guys really did. And of course, the green accent on top of the engine, which is great. And there's green accent that's up underneath where the I guess that's where the sway bar is. I'm not sure what some of the stuff, but there's green accents on some parts that are around the car. They're almost like a lime green, and it's perfect. Perfect. Love
That
everything about it.
Rossellini engine.
Oh, what's it called?
Is it Rossellini?
Close enough.
Yes.
There'll be pictures. Don't
Russell.
worry, people.
Yeah. This thing is
It's a
stunning.
really good engine.
It is. It's amazing. So
So we ended up giving that to you on Friday night. Audra, were you in town yet? Or you came in later? No, later.
yeah, you
Yeah,
guys
later.
came in late.
It was about 9:30 by the time we got there.
Mhm.
So we ended up giving that to you. We had conveniently been able to rent a garage on the other track, so we could do everything in secret. And it worked out that if we gave it to you Friday night, then you could use it for the entire weekend. And it would also get you to relax and stop trying to figure out what the surprise was, because you would think it's all over. So we went over there and pretended we were going to go see the new paving. And then we walked in and you saw a whole bunch of people.
Yes, that's when I saw Brad, Baby
Mhm.
Bird,
Baby bird.
who I do miss Brad. Brad and I buddied up quite nicely. I get Brad. Um, and I I think my mouth just kind of hit the floor when I saw him. And then my mother-in-law was there, and I'm like, "What in the heck are you doing here? You're not even." So, yeah, so it was decorated. There was a little bit of food over there, I believe, just a little
Some drink.
something. Yeah, some drink.
And then there was something under a bag or something.
Bag. Oh, that was the
car.
car.
Cover. Yeah.
Yeah, it was under the car cover.
So
Yeah.
if I can figure out how to post a video, I'll post a video. You were kind of
Yeah.
surprised.
Oh, I just thought somebody had parked the car there, and it had nothing to do with us. Somebody was storing it for like a later race or something like that. I had no idea it was mine.
Amazing how a plan can come together right at the end.
Oh, I just can't believe that I was just like that stupid. Well, you know what? Here's the thing. I wouldn't say that. What ended up happening was that I knew that Bill was planning stuff, and he wasn't giving me any. He would just shut me down automatically. He wasn't even playing, oh, we're just not going to talk about whatever. And I think it really was that important to him that I just stopped. I just stopped guessing or going further on anything that he had designs on. Like I chose to not question. And
I wish I could have that superpower sometime in my future, but it won't happen.
So, and that's when because I just got busy with my own stuff. And I'm like, okay, he's doing stuff. I'm just going to let it go. So I could have picked up on cues and asked more questions and started figuring things out. But I just I didn't want to do that.
You weren't going to figure it out.
No. I was actually just tired.
Whatever.
I had my own stuff going.
Mm-hmm. So we give her the car. She gets in. Miss Jen, you were a perfect accomplice in that we had to get a seat fitting and everything arranged, and we could again trying to do a super secret seat fitting for somebody who can't know about it. It's not like I could drug her and throw her in the car and bring her back and just plop her in the seat. So Miss Jen was the body double for the car vehicle, and I think we did pretty well. Miss Jen
did very well.
Yep, I drove up there one day, sat in the seat and drove home.
Yep.
And Bill's like, do you want to go have lunch with Vicki? I'm like, no, because if I go have lunch with her, she's gonna ask what the hell I'm doing here.
True.
Except there's a couple kinks in the back part of where the seat is. I guess that's where you usually rest your back on a chair or something. I'm just kidding.
He's part
No, it was perfect.
Yeah.
It worked out well. And then Miss Vicki took the car for a ride, and what does she do? Pulling out of the garage.
Yeah, I did.
It was a big old fishtail burnout.
Did you?
I did. I did a fishtail a little bit. But I really, I really couldn't because the lights are not very bright on the Miata. So that's why I chose to bring it back around. I really couldn't see the parking or the paddock very much. So, it's really not meant to be driven at night.
Sounds like you have a project for the winter. We're going to have to replace those lights.
Get brighter lights. Yeah.
And tint them. But anyway, okay.
Yes.
So that's it. That's the surprise for the weekend. That was the only thing that we did. How did everybody enjoy their driving? Miss Audra, how was Max? I think this was his first time at NJMP Lightning.
Yeah, it was his first experience at Lightning. He was in HPDE 3. He was actually trying to get signed off, but there was not enough people to do that. But he was
he's not competitive at all.
He's not competitive at all. Competitive? No.
Not at all. He's not an overachiever.
Never.
So, any feedback from him on the track?
Yeah, he really liked it. He said it was a lot faster than he expected it to be. But we
Yep.
were just at New Hampshire last weekend, so I guess the difference between the two is pretty striking,
It is. There's only a couple slow turns. Most of the time, you're pushing.
Yeah. And he really was. He was impressed with just how good it was and just how fast it was.
That's awesome. Glad he had a good time. Adam was intending on getting into our E46, and he also ended up getting into the Mini. Did anybody get any feedback from Adam? Besides me?
Heard.
Okay. He liked both cars.
Okay.
He was surprisingly liked the Mini. He didn't
Which
think he
Mini
would.
did he hopped in the red one? Yeah.
The orange one?
Oh, okay.
Mini, not Miata.
Okay.
Mini.
Okay. You know,
You keep
I
doing
just
that.
call it the Cooper. Just call it the Cooper. It's easier for you to remember.
Okay.
Okay.
Anyway, so he had a good time in both. We had planned on getting Maggie out there, but we'll go with heavily distracted or busy or whatever. So I owe Maggie a ride, so we'll do that. Anybody get to talk to Chrissy? She came in on Sunday and she was the
Chrissy
ND Miata.
had a blast in that Miata.
Did she?
She did. She was out in it. She said it was a little sway and a little bouncy, so we came back in and we tightened the suspension on it with the shock towers. And we cranked them down to be more firm, and she said that it really surprised her how well that it performed. She had a great time in it. She was hustling. Unfortunately, I did not soften those, and I sent the car back with my other sister, so she had to drive back to Philadelphia.
Yeah, she would have been on the podcast now, but she's at the dentist getting her fillings replaced
From bouncing around in the car. Yeah, it's
a little rough ride there.
Yeah, but it was really kind of weird because when I was tightening those down,
Mm-hmm.
all of them were loose, but one of them was really tight, so had already been set tight. So yeah, we probably
So that
should.
means we loosened 3 of them and didn't do 4.
At some point, yeah, something like that happened.
We have skills, people. This is why we have a podcast. What about Miss Jess? Did anybody talk to Miss Jess? She was there in her own ND Miata with her brand new self-installed roll bar.
Yes, I did read her Facebook post, and she said that she had a great time. She really hustled on the track. She loved the track, and she even got a little bit of video.
Yes, she did.
Mm-hmm.
Did you talk to her, Audra?
I did. And basically, yeah, she told me in person before. I talked to her right before her last session, I think. And she had improved a great deal over the weekend.
Yeah.
She was super excited, just had a great time, and was just so happy to be back to a track.
Yeah, she did mention she kind of forgot how much fun this was. I said, well,
yeah,
the best
she
way
wants to take a deep dive
is to keep going.
Yeah.
So we have a hook stuck in that one. Miss Audra, you did not get to drive, self-elected, but that's okay. We'll get you next time. It's not like you didn't just drive for a few hours the week before. So
yeah, I did get a little bit of time at Lemons, the week before, just a little bit.
4.5 hours or so.
Yeah, close to 5. Yeah,
closer to 5, probably. Yeah. We did have a friend of ours drive down one of our Mini Coopers because we had a problem with getting cars to the event, because I think we brought 6 cars. I don't remember. A lot of cars. Chris came down. He delivered the Mini for us, and he was on the wait list for HPDE 1 and did not get on, but I did manage to get him out, I think 1 time. Might have been 2. I don't remember.
Yeah, if we're going to make that whole thing up to him by getting something local at Pocono Raceway, it's really not that far, and I'm up for a track day. So,
but when I did take him out, we did a few fast laps, and then I caught up to my beautiful bride who was coming onto the track, and then we decided to do some lead follow and some follow leads. And did that help you, my dear?
That was so much fun. It was a lot of fun. I'm glad you got a chance to do that. You did very well on your instructing.
So things that you need to work on are you need to use all of the track, not just most of the track. And I think as the turns get to be faster, you tend to grab a little more because you're getting antsy or nervous.
Well, mistakes were made.
Whatever. I hate that. Anyway, and then I got to go out for a bit, so that was fun. Had a good time. Got to use some telemetry. Speaking of telemetry, there's anybody want to go with why someone is nicknamed perhaps the baby bird?
Captain's log supplemental.
So, Bill, guess what?
What?
We did the Sentinel. We did the Sentinel.
We did.
How
did you like it?
You know what? We were talking about the Sentinel.
We have.
It was great. We understood watching how the Sentinel works, but we finally got it into our car, and I got to tell you, that was really awesome. I was able to see every one of my mistakes.
We have hours of them.
We have hours of my mistakes, but we have hours of good stuff too, which is awesome. It actually showed us the speed. Did it show us where we were on track?
We were streaming it
We were streaming it live,
boring billions of people across the world.
but it was pretty incredible. Plus, on it, you're able to put your insignia, your logos on your app also, and the clarity was amazing. It was really easy to put in, easier than I thought it was.
I know, you kept making a big deal out of it. I'm like, it's really not that hard. Until we focused on it, it wasn't too bad. And then we got some help. It was pretty easy.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
You know what? I like the stream because some of the tracks we go to don't have great cell phone coverage, but it's got a USB stick backup. So I just uploaded the high quality video without the cellular interruption. So if you watched us earlier and said, wow, they got from there to there really quickly, you can watch the real video and see that no, we didn't. It's just a cell phone went out. But
yeah. So the learning curve for me, obviously, I'm slightly techno Amish.
Slightly.
Slightly. When it comes to the wiring and stuff like that, but we get it in, and I love it. We were able to sit there right at the track and watch what we were doing in the car, and that was amazing. Which
was good because if you have a problem with your radio, you can tell, if something is going on that you need to know about. Like a couple times we've had cars come in and we didn't know they were broken. I know it's hard to imagine one of our cars being broken, but whatever. But you can watch the video, and even with the cell phone coverage we had at that particular event, it was like a 30-second delay. So it wasn't bad. And you can compare multiple drivers because you have each of the stints are broken up. So we got to work on not only our driving, but if we wanted to, we could work on our pit stops and see exactly what we do. And there's some things that we need to talk about as a team. And it was pretty good. Like I said, it takes me, once we got the wiring hooked up for the power, I probably could go from an empty shell to a full up setup running Sentinel. I could probably do that in like 20 minutes. So you could literally install it in a car before a race. It's kind of fun.
Yeah.
And we got to see the driver and the front windshield. And if we want to, we can have three. We can see backwards. Or one of the guys we were going to work with at the upcoming event, he said, could you put a camera on the driver's eyes so we could see what they're looking at? I said, why, yes, I can. Haven't done it yet, but I'll figure it out. I've got time.
Well, I love it.
All right, very well. That sounds like I can buy another one then. Woo!
Baby Burdick is very excited about racing. He is so, I would just say, I wouldn't even say passionate. He's jazzed. He just gets so excited. He'll start hopping and his eyes get really big. And he just reminds me of like this little kid with a new toy, and that's why we called him Baby Bird. He just wanted to like touch everything and do everything and try everything.
For how long?
For as long as we've known him.
Quantify.
I don't know. Give me
4 or 5 years. We've been trying to get him on track.
Yes.
And one time he signed up for the event at Watkins Glen, but didn't go all the way through the sign up thing and wasn't really signed up. So then he got to go to passenger with Chris Abbott.
Yeah.
And then another time he was supposed to do that HPD so he could race with us at New Hampshire, but he didn't do that HPD because he doesn't know how to sign up for things.
Yeah.
And then at New Hampshire, he just came up and hung with us. And then, I think there was another HPD where something happened and whatever. And then he moved away. So he never got to go in the track. And the fun thing is that the E46 that we converted into a race car was actually a car that he bought and was going to take out the Colorado. And then we took it to a friend to take a peek at it. And they're like, no, this car is not going to Colorado. So what do you do with a car that's not good enough to drive on the street? Make it into a race car.
Yeah.
So we did.
It was bad.
Yeah, it was. And it's good now.
Mm-hmm.
So anybody care to guess Brad's first stint fastest lap was it was either 142 or 137. I think he did.
Wow.
Wow.
So that was his fastest lap on his first stint. Care to guess what his fastest lap on his last stint was?
130.
130. Okay, Miss Jen?
124.
124? Somebody knows the answer. Miss Audra, care to guess?
I was going to say 126, but I guess I would be wrong.
It would be close, but not quite. Yes, he did very well. I think I was an instructor for the weekend, and apparently he couldn't find anybody better. So, because he didn't look. I think the thing for Brad, he's technically like I would have promoted him to an HPDE 2, except I'd like him to work a little bit on his braking, and I would like him to get a little more track experience to know what to do in case something goes wrong. It's not a skill thing, it's an experience thing. So I think one more HPD and he could definitely do HPD 2 pretty easily. And you know what the good news is, ladies? Mr. Baby Bird himself will not only be on the podcast coming up, but will be joining us for the race at Pit Race next year.
Nice. Woo. Now, also about Brad's a sim racer.
He is.
So he had some experience on his sim racer, which I'm sure translated over into track.
It did.
Yes.
He was going quite well. I mean, he did his 123 and change, but there was definitely more left on the table, and he's pretty quick actually, and that's kind of it. So we finished up our racing HPDE on Saturday. Anything else go on?
No. So I was brought.
Miss Vicki was in HPDE 4, which conveniently is the last session on Saturday.
Yes.
So I believe everybody left the camp to go to dinner while you were out on track, my dear. I don't know what happened there.
I don't know. Everybody disappeared.
They did.
And there were. I don't know where they all went. To be honest, I thought that maybe they had gone over to where the HPDE, the track racers or something. I don't know where they all went. Maybe the clubhouse. Yeah, Bill said that we were all heading out to the clubhouse for something.
Dinner.
Or dinner,
big table, so we had to get there early, so that we'll just
that's what he said. But then the fire pit disappeared. I chose when he said, "Oh well, I don't know where it happened," so I chose not to ask questions about it. Maybe they put the fire pit outside.
It just
out by the clubhouse.
Who knows how
things
happen?
But that's not what happened. So I know. So what happened?
I don't know. Who wants to take the lead? Miss Audra, you want to?
Well, there may have been some preparations going on in a garage over at Thunderbolt.
Yeah.
Lots of beautiful decorations provided by your mom and your sisters, and maybe a little altar type thing that was set up there, and perhaps someone who was prepared to read you out on a couple of what do they call those? Vows. Yes.
Yes, I walked in to a surprise of everybody, including a bunch of newer faces.
They just kept coming.
So, but there was a cake with race cars on it that basically said mistakes were made, lessons were learned. Bill and Vicki forever.
I feel like I was targeted on the mistakes were made, but I let it slide.
Yes. And then there There
Adam had his
was
DJ booth going.
we had the DJ booth going. Apparently there were some Jello shots and some alcohol. And
So each of you had a signature drink. Bill had
Yes.
Jello shots, Captain America Jello shots, which are red and blue, and Vicki had Scarlet, which is brew, which is a fine ginger brandy cider.
yes, and it is
It was
delicious.
warm.
It is delicious. It was delicious.
I
And it
heard
was
it was
great
good.
because it was chilly. They had a s'more pit over there.
Oh yeah, we had the
Fire
s'more
pit with a
party.
s'more bar, which was awesome. And they had built an altar
We had to
where
sacrifice
Adam,
some people for the altar.
yeah.
Well, not that kind of altar. Sorry.
And when I had walked in, I was gently pushed to there and handed a small bouquet of mums, and and they were white. And then my husband wrote these very cute little vows regarding racing,
it was life rules.
Yes, life rules. And but all in jest. It was beautiful. It was thoughtful. And Adam had just basically had overseen it, and we just kind of renewed our vows after 25 years. And
But wait,
there's more.
there's more. Oh, I don't know if our listeners know this, but I am a fan of what's known in the biz as Excel. It's a spreadsheet program. So one day, perhaps 11 or 12 years ago, I'm sitting there going, how old in days was Vicki when I first met her at the volleyball clinic? And then how long will it be until I've known her longer than she didn't know me? And that happens to be literally today as we're recording. So this was not Friday was the 25th anniversary. Saturday was you've wasted or spent, depends on how you view it, half of your life with me. So that was why Saturday occurred.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, it was thoughtful. And again, I was stunned into, like, I can't speak, stunned, with surprise and happiness. And it was thoughtful. It was wonderful. It's been a great 25 years. I've had so much fun, so much adventure, and I just enjoy everything our lives have and that we do together. And I'm a very lucky woman. I really am. So I thank you. Thank you for it. It was wonderful.
I would like to say I had, I believe, 7 or 8 binding in a legal court of law vows. I believe you had 1. I was lobbying for 2, but you had 1. Number 2 was that I could buy a Cayman at some point, but we'll talk about that. We'll negotiate that after off podcast. It's been a while since I bought a car, and I really want one. But anyway, so it's been a while. It's like almost a year, but I have to get rid of some. We have to negotiate. That's why we're negotiating. But
okay.
So you got to drive your car on the track because nobody else on the podcast drove. So I kind of got to get it back to racing. So
okay.
How was your car? You have a Spec Miata now.
I have a Spec Miata now. And I did go into the meeting. Actually, I spoke to one of the instructors that was there, and I said, listen, I was really having a hard time. I wouldn't say hard time. I was having a little difficulties getting the car ready for track, just the little nuances of it. The seat insert was done minus the sub belt. So
hole, yeah.
Right. So the sub belt hole was there, but it didn't fit the sub belt to get through it. So I had to, just when I thought I can get on track, I'm like, oh, I'm not going to be able to do the insert. So I had to take it back out and do some carving. So I did some carving on this seat insert that my sister is the beaded seat insert that hardens. And so I had to do some carving. I still had to do some carving on it, which is great. I tried to do it without the seat insert. It's too low. I borrowed something from Audra, which still didn't work out for me. So I finally ended up getting on. And you know what? I was just a little bit of a hot mess out there. And I came back with one of the instructors, and I told him that I'm getting I was out on track. I know that I'm kind of screwing up, but I'm working out a new car. And he goes, "Oh no, which one were you in?" He said, "The copper one." This was like I missed like the first two of sessions of that day, so I ended up going in late in the afternoon. And he goes, "No, no, no, you
on
were
Saturday.
yeah, on Saturday." He's, "No, you were fine. You were fine." Then I says, "Well, just if you see me, just know that I'm going to give you the earliest point by that I possibly can." I says, "Because I have to ease this car in to my comfort zone for it." So he goes, "Oh no, you're fine." But what was great was that towards the end of Sunday is that I didn't get called out. I was able to well, first of all, I was able to start getting comfortable with the car and really start pressing it, which was nice. Really start feeling some of the power that was in it, some of the shifting and getting comfortable and driving that car. I forgot how much fun it was to drive my 99 Miata. And I was hustling around track, and I was able to pretty much, once I got comfortable with the tires and tires warmed up, start getting really sticky. They were sticky. That was really nice. That I was able to run that track a gear, if not 2 gears higher than I normally would. In some spots, definitely full on out, all of it, and comfortable, because it was nice and balanced, and it held. And but yeah, I would say for the most part, I was able to drive that car all the way through. And they, the people in Ford just never really acknowledged anything that was going on. But then again, there was a lot more space than say for 1 and 2. 1 and 2 have tendency to be a little crowded.
You kill me. You're fine. You did great. You had fun.
I did have fun. I had a good time.
Why do you approach it from, they didn't call me out, as opposed to, I did fine?
Well, okay, I did fine.
There you go.
I did fine.
You did good.
Good.
So is that going to be your car for next year's HPDE saga?
Yes.
Okay.
It will be. But although I still need to get into that BMW.
That's fine. We have time for that.
Yeah.
So Miss Jen, Miss Vicky's going hardcore HPDE. You're doing some events with her. Which vehicle will you be using?
I don't know.
Well, which one do you like?
Um,
Do you want to share the Miata? Do you want to do a little fit action? Do you want to do the BMW? I think you should stay with race cars.
I think we should the Miata or the BMW.
Okay. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Miss Audra, we've talked to you about this, and we made some commitments and some plans for next season, trying to get everybody up into the ranks of either instructing and or racing wheel to wheel NASA qualified. Will you be attending a couple events with us? Because it's a little farther for you than it is for us to go to Great Lakes, but we can do some others local.
Yeah, I certainly hope to. Really want to get the Spec E30 out and do as much as I can with that.
Not 1, not 2, but 3 ladies going out there. That would be awesome.
It's super fun.
I know, guys. I can't wait to see the progress. Cannot express how much thanks I have to give to Audra for the best barbecue food truck ever. And everything you did along with that. And she got a barbecue food truck, and she doesn't even eat meat. Whatever. Who knew?
Yeah, that was another thing we didn't mention, is that at this event, Bill hired a food truck to come in,
Audra.
which was Audra. I'm sorry.
Food truck.
Right.
I'm just here to be pretty and pay bills.
Yes, but yeah, food truck arrived, so that was even cool.
I'm
So you're
glad
big.
that worked out because, as you know, I mean, the taste testing didn't go well for me.
Oh no, they did have
Not
they
your
did have mac and
thing.
cheese
The mac and cheese was really
and
good.
beans.
actually.
Yeah.
It was really good. Very good.
Cornbread was not half bad either.
Everything was amazing. It was very good.
Miss
I'm
Whole
Vicki's
glad
big
it
weekend was
concern.
went over
amazing. All
well.
the food was amazing this weekend.
Miss Vicki's big concern was who's going to make the food and how's everybody going to eat. And,
Don't worry about it.
That's all he kept saying. Don't worry
Yep.
about it. I got this handled.
Get
But
in the
I
kitchen and
really,
make me a pie.
well, the thing is that I knew that Jennifer is busy, and I don't like to burden Jennifer at this point in her.
Is that what we're calling it now?
Busy.
I don't want to I don't want to burden, right. I'm not up for burdening my sister right now at this point in her life.
Especially after 6 p.m. bedtime.
Right. So I kept thinking like, well, I need to do something. So what's happening? And I kind of figured he was going to have it catered at this point or have something shown up because that's a lot for a team for Jennifer just to do by herself. And
But
he just kept saying, "Don't
a
worry
secret
about it."
weapon. I had
Yes.
Debbie.
Oh my gosh.
and her planning.
My gosh. And I was just really concerned about, okay, well, who's coming? And I started thinking about where's everybody going to sleep? How are they going to sleep? Is setting people up properly in where they needed to go.
Did we have enough RVs?
We did.
Right.
We have
Even Miss
enough
Audra
food.
could have came.
We did.
We had enough food. We had enough
Yep.
cars. We had enough RVs. We did everything.
I would say we have a strong paddock game, but that one blew it away. I'm taking notes for next time, though. The menu board was pretty nice.
I like the menu board.
I like the menu board.
That was
Unless it's
next
raining.
level.
Yeah. The menu board was, and all the decorations and the freaking string lights that were out there too, the big wide string lights. And like Chrissy walked up, she goes, "Yeah, I mean, we have strong paddock game too, but geez, tablecloths? That's amazing. That's amazing."
Well, when you look at the strong paddock game that Three Pedal puts on, you got to realize that's almost a single person.
Yeah,
game.
Chrissy. Yeah, Chrissy's like the queen of that. But we should definitely hook back up with them and work on our joined paddock games.
We can.
Because yeah, that was pretty good.
All right. So, what did we learn from the event? I need one thing from everybody. What did we learn? Who wants to go first?
My car hustles.
Mm-hmm. It does. Could hustle more too.
Mm-hmm.
Miss Audra?
Bring Debbie to the next HPDE.
Yeah, that's right.
It's not a bad one. Not a bad
Not
one.
a bad
all.
idea.
No.
Gonna have to include her.
She might be willing. There's rumors that she may be making an appearance at an upcoming event. We have to.
Oh, that would be awesome.
We have to clear her schedule, but we'll do it.
We have spring coming.
Mm-hmm. We do. Miss Audra, you got one? You didn't get to drive, but maybe something. Maybe.
True love exists, and the two of you are absolutely adorable. And
Mhm.
it was so lovely to be there to see your vow renewal, and you're just so cute, and it was so great.
And mine is my beautiful bride has to get over this imposter syndrome thing that she's got going.
Yeah.
And
That's
just
what
enjoy.
Yeah, I think I do need to make an effort.
Mm-hmm. You're not bad.
No.
Okay, good. All right, now that we have that straight. All right, so we have a couple more episodes about this HPDE, and that will put in the rearview mirror our season 6, and we'll be moving on to season 7. Got some big things coming. We've got the Christmas episode, so start doing your planning. We need Christmas episode will be the week of Black Friday. We'll be doing that one, and we'll also
actually we should probably start getting it ready before Black Friday.
Well, it's going to be released the week of Black Friday. So,
okay, good.
So that was a hint to my 3 partners in crime that are on the podcast right now. Start looking for any ideas for your fellow racers and drivers. And then we will be doing our goals. And Miss Audra, you didn't have any goals for last year, but we will be asking you for goals for next year.
No, so I should be prepared, huh?
Well,
yeah.
I mean, if you want to stand out at this podcast, any preparation would be almost a first time thing. So we'll start doing that. And I apologize to anybody who was following along and knew something was happening, but didn't know exactly what was happening. We had a ton of things going on. I purposely didn't want to post anything about this one until we could get this podcast out. And Miss Vicki, I do want you to know that we probably had twice as many people as came that could not come. And there may be something going on that will make this the weekend that keeps on giving. So we'll talk about that at another point. Did I miss anything, guys?
You got it, Mr. Bill.
All right, very well. Thanks everybody for all their help. Thanks everybody who came. Thanks everybody who wanted to come. Thanks everybody who could have come and didn't know about it. Sorry about that. I tried to invite everybody, but I know I blew it. So apologies in advance. And if you were able to attend, thank you. And if you weren't able to attend, send an email into garageheroesandtraining@gmail.com or text me and I will let you know about the last little bit that Miss Vicki does not know about.
It just keeps giving. He's the sweetest. He is absolutely the sweetest. Oh.
Yes, I am. Anyway.
Yes, he is.
That's right. Gonna ruin my rep in the hardcore MMA area, but whatever. Just remember, round is a shape, people. Round is a shape. Anyway, thanks everybody. It was a great weekend. I had a good time.
It was.
Great
Thank
weekend.
you.
Miss Vicki looked like she was going to explode most of the weekend, which was fine.
I did. I was ping-ponging. It was incredible. Thank you.
Mission accomplished, ladies. Well done. Thank you.
Whoop, whoop.
Oh, we got a whoop whoop from the crowd.
Whoop, whoop.
And the most amazing aspect of the entire weekend, Miss Jen is still awake.
Hey,
Right.
look, and what time is it? Wait a minute. It is currently, and not that it will affect this podcast, 8:03 p.m.
My God.
I know.
Way past my bedtime.
This is the crack of evening for you.
That's right.
Well, we better go before she turns into a pumpkin.
Right?
Thank you.
Roll
Thanks,
me
everybody.
up front. All right.
Season 7 coming soon. We're still not done yet, though. Have fun, everybody. Thank you.
Bye.
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 Do you guys want to get rolling?
Sure thing.
We're approaching Jennifer's bedtime.
I know.
She's already
When
starting
you
to go
start
down.
seeing her sliding
Wait a
down
minute.
the frame,
If I'm sliding down, I'm just going to tip it. So if you see
Yeah.
the background.
no. So there's going to be some point during this when Jennifer is going to be laying on her pillow.
That's a problem. That's when it's getting time.
Jennifer has fallen asleep on the podcast before.
She has.
I have.
Yeah.
Once you the
They
slow
covered
creep,
really
though,
well.
you just
Thank
kind of
God.
slowly go down.
That's what
You
she
know, all of a sudden
does.
You're like laying.
Mhm.
That's exactly what she does.
When she starts getting comfortable, it's not long.
Yeah. Guess what I'm doing?
Yeah, don't do it,
Too
Jen.
damn
Don't do
long.
it, Jen.
You're
Put the pillow
taking
away.
too long.
Put that pillow down.
And I sit there telling her, pull up, pull up.
Pull up, Jen.
Oh no, she's on the
Pull up.
pillow. We gotta
Yep,
go.
there she is.
Shut
there.
up, Vicki. Shh.